this debate, the length of this debate so far, about 10 people in this state will have got diagnosed with cancer. And it shows you the prevalence of the illness and the damage that it does on an annual basis in this country. I myself was one of those statistics about a year ago, and thank God I'm back to full health at the moment. But I was lucky and unlucky. My diagnosis was delayed because of COVID, but I have a brother who works in the sector. He's a professor in cell biology, and when restrictions lifted, he noticed the lesion and urged me to go to see a doctor, which could well have saved my life. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is an integral part of our war on cancer, and the message has to be to every man and woman in the country: if you notice a lump, a strange spot, a mole, or things that have changed, do not waste time. Get checked out absolutely immediately. Timely diagnosis and treatment is radically important, and there's been great frustration obviously throughout the country that in many ways diagnosis and treatment has been significantly delayed, even though cancer is the biggest killer in the country. Just some of the statistics I've looked at in recent times are quite startling. The National Cancer Registry, which the statistics go back to 2019, found that Ireland's 5-year survival rate for breast cancer is 82%. This is poor by European standards. If you're diagnosed with breast cancer in Sweden, you are 7% more likely to survive for 5 years than if you're diagnosed in Ireland. If you're diagnosed in Britain, you are 5% more likely to survive for 5 years than if you're diagnosed in Ireland. We have much work to do in relation to getting up to those European standards. And it's not just geographical in relation to this. There is also an economic divide in our country. And last week, I put a question into the Minister for Health, Stephen Donnelly, and in reply to that, he indicated that right now in the state, there is a differential in the 5-year survival rate for breast cancer of a whopping 12% on whether or not you've been diagnosed and treated in a private hospital or a public hospital. That is a startling fact, that there is a radical two-tier effect, a practical effect on your ability to survive cancer on where your diagnosis happens and whether it's a private hospital or a public hospital. Women diagnosed with breast cancer in a designated cancer centre have an 85% chance of survival for 5 years. Those diagnosed in what's termed as an other public hospital have an 81% chance of survival for the first 5 years. But those diagnosed in a private hospital have a 93% survival chance. And again, as I said, these statistics go back to 2019. In certain hospitals, for example, when a woman is going for a biopsy, they reassure her before diagnosis by scheduling chemotherapy sessions for the following day. So she has an appointment to hear the results of the biopsy, and she also has an appointment to get chemotherapy the following day, just in case, even before she's had a diagnosis. This gives you, obviously, a strong impression that the health service is on the ball and is super efficient and is doing everything they can to make sure treatment starts radically soon. But I've spoken to women who are in a different situation. A particular woman that I spoke to, actually, she got the bad news and she presented for the appointment the next day to find out that it was a consultation and no treatment would be administered. And she had to wait 6 weeks before the first session of chemotherapy started for her. And I know of many other people who are actually waiting longer for chemotherapy and treatments to start in serious cancers. And I've just come out of the Good Friday Agreement Committee, where we had the All Ireland Cancer Research Organisations give really valuable information. And one of the key points they said that really hampers their ability to research is the lack of a digital identifier for patients in the south of Ireland. They're dealing with paper documents. They're unable to find out exactly what's happening to individuals with relation to their cancer treatments.